Hi, another video with Mr. Marty. Well, it's Sunday morning, 6:30 on a Sunday morning. It's usually on Sunday mornings when I get really contemplative and metaphysical and existential, and I don't know, there's something about Sunday mornings, especially in Salt Lake. I mean, Sunday mornings in Salt Lake are just incredible. I mean, it's like you have the entire city to yourself. And although Mesa isn't exactly Salt Lake, it's also very, very quiet, very contemplative early on Sunday mornings when everyone's still asleep and there's not a whole lot of activity or traffic. And I guess these are those times where, I get contemplative and I think about everything. I've been thinking about Lynn, my boss, who's been battling flu, and he came back to work for a few hours and then left. He did not look good. It was almost as if the flu had just drained the life out of him. It's just, I don't know. It was concerning. I've had the flu and I've had pneumonia. It's very concerning. The older you get, the more concerning it is. And I guess I wanted to do this video about hope and about how we should never give up hope. And this is kind of an emotional issue for me. And I am pretty emotional, I guess. In some of my videos, maybe you don't pick up on that. I don't know. Maybe when I get on a rant or something, you kind of pick up on it. But I am very emotional. I feel things very deeply. I'm starting to cry now as I contemplate all of these things in the world that are going on. I guess, I wanted to come on here and talk about how you should never give up hope. Terrible things can happen and do happen. But we've got to keep striving. We've got to keep that, to use a worn out phrase, keep hope alive. We've got to do that. Years ago, I was renting from this Russian couple in Minneapolis, and he was elderly and he had injured himself and his arm, and I said, Victor, because he was injured for a long time. It just didn't heal properly, or it didn't heal quickly. And I said, are you going to be okay? Is that going to heal up? And he said, well, I hope. And then he said to me in this, Russian accent, and you'd have to go into the whole history of Russia and all the great Russian authors like Dostoevsky and Tolstoy and these Russian writers, and the music, it's very morose and dark sometimes. And Russia's went through a lot, and Russians have went through a lot. And so Victor told me in this Russian accent, he's like, listen, without hope there is no life. If you do not have hope, you have no life. So you have to hope that next day is better. And I've never forgotten that. I've never forgotten that when he said that to me. That's right. That's right. I mean, he had to hope that he was going to recover from his injury. Otherwise, there was no life. There was no point in going if there was no hope. And you have to have hope. And I guess I'm here to tell you. I mean, nobody. I've hinted around, bits and pieces about some of the things I went through and whatever in my life, but and I've had my share of tragedy. I've had my share of just horrible things that have happened to me or happened to close family members, and you have to just go on and keep that hope alive. And I don't have a magic bullet. Everybody wants, and I know I fall into this. You want the quick fix. You want, I know a lot of Christians. I know a lot of Mormons, and they'll just throw out a passage of scripture and, oh well, here, meditate on this passage of scripture, and this will help you through. There's a couple of problems with that. One, That doesn't, just reading a passage of scripture or this or that doesn't exactly, give you hope or whatever. And then the other thing too is, how relevant is that to what you're going through? And I don't know, do you even believe what that scripture really happens to say, or the source of it, or whatnot? And again, these are all metaphysical, existential questions of faith and whatnot. And I don't have all the answers. The only answer that I know, and that's why I want to come on here and tell you this, I've only got one answer. The other stuff I haven't figured out. I only have one answer, and that is you can't give up. You can't give up, and you've got to keep hope alive in you, and you've got to get up. And the next day, something bad happens, you've got to get up and try to get through, the next day. And there's and one of the things that I've noticed and picked up on, and I would urge you to do this. One of the things to assist you in keeping hope alive and never giving up that hope and staying on the positive side, one of those things is to surround yourself with positive people and to consume positive things. The other night I was looking at my iTunes library. I've got like tons of music, and I'm very eclectic, everything from classical to this, that, and I was clicking on some albums I hadn't heard in a long time, and some of them were very negative. Some of them were, gangster rap and stuff like that, and just, music that's filled with violent imagery and just terrible things. And I went through a phase and whatever, and I got some of those albums, and they were on my iTunes album, and I had like, why I haven't heard that in a long time, and I just kind of like clicked onto it. And I'm like, why is this album still in my music library, my iTunes library? Because it's not uplifting. It's not keeping hope alive. I mean, if you listen to some of this music, it's hopeless. It's hopeless. I mean, negative music, gangster rap, it's hopeless. There's no hope there. These guys are just singing, rapping about being in terrible circumstances, not really wanting to overcome those circumstances, not wanting to better themselves or to get out of those dangerous neighborhoods, get out of that dangerous profession of hooliganism and thuggery that they've chosen as their lifestyle. There's no discussion of that. It's just a reiteration of, hey, I'm in the hood and I'm, pop, and there's, you listen to that and you ingest that, and then you say, wow, why am I having a hard time being positive? Why am I having a hard time? And that's the key. Surrounding yourself with positive people, ingesting, positive things, and that's what I try to do. And look, folks, I just come on these videos. Who am I? I'm just a guy who writes parking tickets in downtown Mesa. I'm getting ready to, go and become an infant teacher. I'm a nobody. I don't claim to be an expert in any of this stuff. But I just wanted to share some of the things that I've learned in my life that has assisted me. And one of those things that's assisted me in, in never giving up hope is to, surround myself with positive things and positive people. And frankly, you kind of run the risk of either, of people saying, well, you're a Pollyanna in the sky, or whatever the phrase is, Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, and just this naive, bury your head in the sand and whatever. But I'm here to tell you, I know some of you out there are not going to like what I'm about to tell you, but I'm telling you, I am telling you the truth. You're not going to like this, but here goes. Stop watching the news. Stop. I know. People say, well, you have to stay informed, and it's just a reiteration. I mean, other than figuring out the weather, what's the weather going to be like, or is there a water main break in my neighborhood or something else like that. Other than that, the local and state and national news dealing with crime and dysfunction and all these other things, it's just a reiteration of the stuff that's came before. Horrible things that people are doing to each other, and when you ingest that, when you ingest that and you sit in front of the news and the TV and or consume movies that are like this, it's all this does is just it just makes you more negative. So I'm here to say, never give up, never surrender, never give up on your dreams. I know bad things happen. You have to try to stay positive. You have to try to get through and keep hope alive. And never give up hope. Never give up hope that the next day is going to be better. Because like my landlord Victor used to say, without hope, there's no life. Without hope, there's no point. There's no point in going on. And so we have to have hope. So just another Mr. Marty video and sharing whatever I've learned. Again, I'm not an expert, folks. I never want to come off in these videos as some kind of holier than thou or someone who's got all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I'm still looking, but I do have one answer. Never give up hope. Surround yourself with positive people, positive things. Turn off the TV newscast. And just try to see the beauty in the world and go on. I'm hoping that long after I'm gone, these videos will stay on the air and stay on the internet and somehow maybe bring somebody, some kind of insight or help them in some way. And that's all I want to do. I just want to help with these videos because this has helped me. It's helped me tremendously in following this path of staying on the positive and looking up hope. So anyways, never give up hope. Go out there and do something positive today. Be the positive change that you want to see in other people, and never give up hope, folks. Never give up hope. Without hope, there's no life. Thank you again. Have a great Sunday. This is Mr. Marty signing off. Thanks, folks.